Hi, I'm Chef Raymond Arpke here at Euphemia Haye Restaurant, and today I'm going to make our famous pepper steak for you. Euphemia Haye was started back in 1975 by a gentleman named Les Bunton, and he called it Euphemia Haye because his mother died when he was rather young, and his grandmother name was Euphemia Haye. We do everything from scratch here. We make our own stock, we make our own pasta, we make our own bread. I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to go anywhere and find that at any one restaurant. They may do a few of those things, but we do them all. Being part of the Originals has been really a good thing for us. It serves as a camaraderie, and even though I was friends with a lot of those people before, now we're even closer because we're committed to each other's business. Our food is, I like to call it a truly eclectic menu because it's a collection of many different cuisines. We have German items on there, a lot of American items, French, quite a few Italian, some Greek items. So it's a real mix of world cuisine. We start with a piece of prime beef, which is a New York strip, which has been completely cleaned of all the fat around the outside. It is aged at least 28 days. You can tell that by all the nice marble that we have in here. So this piece of meat is really edible from one end to the other. I'm going to start by seasoning it with a little bit of salt on all sides. And I have a nice pan of cracked pepper here, and we just lay it right in the pan and actually pound the peppercorns right into the meat. So what we have is a completely coated piece of prime sirloin there. The next thing we're going to do is put some heat underneath a cast iron pan. Then I have some pepper oil here. It's corn oil and reused peppercorn oil. Of course, depending on how it's cooked, you start with a hotter or a cooler pan. Okay, you can see what we are actually doing here is pan frying this beautiful piece of meat in some pepper oil. And we'll get this really nice and crisp on both sides. You can see that it's at a nice temperature now. That the oil is probably right around 350 degrees at this point, which will make a nice pepper crust on the outside of this steak. And once we get the crust on one side, we'll turn it over, get it on the other side, and then we continue to cook it until it is done to your liking. Okay, when we get a nice crust on both sides of the steak, and it's done to where we think it's how the people want it, i.e. in this case medium rare, what we do is we kill the flame, pour the pepper oil back to be reused again, and at this point it goes to the dining room. And this is how we warn the dining room that it's coming. At this point, it's showtime for the diners. We place the steak on a burner here, hit it with some brandy, and step back. Once it's flamed, we pull the steak out onto a garnished plate. We add some fresh orange juice, some Worcestershire sauce, and some of our own steak sauce. Now we just let it reduce, and that nice sweet orange juice adds a real wonderful flavor to this dish. So we reduce this until it becomes quite thick. Once it's reduced to a nice thick consistency like this, we add in some butter to finish the sauce. that's Euphemia Haye's famous pepper steak.